Hello, welcome back to our channel. Today, we will learn about the shocking developments that are about to unfold in Salem next week. As supernatural warnings collide with dangerous Halloween festivities and family tensions reach their breaking point in the most unexpected ways, Susan Banks returns with a terrifying premonition. Next week promises to deliver one of the most spine-chilling moments of the season when Susan Banks makes her highly anticipated return to Salem, bringing with her an ominous warning that could change everything. The beloved psychic, portrayed by the talented Stacey Haydock, will urgently seek out Stephanie Johnson, played by Abigail Klein, to deliver a dire prediction about an impending tragedy. Susan's supernatural abilities have never been wrong before, and her sudden appearance in Salem suggests that something catastrophically dangerous is about to happen to someone close to Stephanie. The intensity of Susan's warning indicates that this isn't just another minor mishap. This is a genuine life-or-death situation that will leave viewers on the edge of their seats. Susan's distress will be palpable as she desperately tries to convince Stephanie to take action before it's too late, and the urgency in her voice will send chills down everyone's spine. The Horton Town Scare turns deadly. The annual Horton Town Scare, Salem's beloved Halloween tradition, will take a dark and dangerous turn when a knife-wielding assailant emerges from the shadows during the festivities. What should have been a fun-filled evening of costumes, candy, and community celebration will quickly transform into a nightmare scenario that nobody could have anticipated. The atmosphere will shift from playful to perilous in mere seconds as screams of delight turn into genuine cries of terror. Kat Green, beautifully portrayed by Annalyn McCord, will find herself directly in the crosshairs of this mysterious attacker who seems to have targeted her specifically for reasons that remain shrouded in mystery. The question on everyone's mind will be, who wants Kat dead? And why would someone choose such a public venue to carry out their sinister plan? Alex's heroic intervention. In a breathtaking display of courage and quick reflexes, Alex Kyriakis will prove himself to be a true hero when he notices the knife-wielding figure lunging toward Kat Green. Robert Scott Wilson delivers an incredible performance as Alex springs into action without a moment's hesitation, showcasing the kind of selfless bravery that defines true heroism. With mere milliseconds to react, Alex will forcefully push Kat out of harm's way, potentially saving her life in the process. His split-second decision to intervene will demonstrate that beneath his sometimes carefree exterior lies the heart of a genuine protector. However, Alex's heroic act will come at a devastating personal cost that nobody could have foreseen. The unexpected consequences of his noble intervention will set off a chain of events that reverberates throughout Salem's close-knit community. The pumpkin attack. Just as Alex successfully pushes Kat to safety, a massive pumpkin projectile comes hurtling through the air with terrifying velocity. Launched from a powerful slingshot operated by young Thomas DeMera and his accomplice Rachel Black, portrayed by Ellis Halsey, the children have been aiming their homemade weapon directly at Kat, consumed by their shared disapproval of their father's romantic choices. The enormous gourd, propelled with surprising force from the tightly pulled slingshot mechanism, will strike Alex squarely in the head with a sickening thud that echoes through the Halloween celebration. The impact will be severe enough to knock Alex completely unconscious, sending him crashing to the ground as panicked bystanders rush to his aid. The sight of Alex lying motionless on the ground will be absolutely horrifying for everyone present, especially given the size of the pumpkin and the incredible tension that Thomas and Rachel had built up in their makeshift slingshot contraption. Will Alex survive? The immediate aftermath of the pumpkin strike will be filled with chaos and uncertainty as concerned Salem residents gather around Alex's prone form. Medical professionals will rush to assess the extent of his injuries, and the prognosis may be more serious than anyone initially realizes. Given the substantial size and weight of the pumpkin, which witnesses will describe as unusually large even by Halloween standards, combined with the tremendous force generated by the slingshot's tight elastic bands, the potential for severe head trauma is alarmingly high. Concussions, skull fractures, brain bleeding, and other life-threatening complications cannot be ruled out at this early stage. Alex's period of unconsciousness could extend for longer than just a few brief moments, possibly requiring hospitalization and intensive medical intervention. The medical team will work frantically to stabilize him while his loved ones wait anxiously for any updates on his condition. This incident will serve as a stark reminder that even seemingly innocent childhood pranks can have devastating and potentially fatal consequences when taken too far. Chad's horrifying realization. As the dust settles and emergency responders tend to the unconscious Alex, Chad DiMero will experience a moment of terrible clarity that cuts through the confusion of the moment. Billy Flynn delivers a powerful performance as Chad suddenly understands the full scope of what has transpired. His son Thomas wasn't simply engaged in harmless Halloween mischief. The targeting of Cat Green was deliberate, calculated, and motivated by Thomas's deep-seated anger and resentment toward the woman his father has chosen to date. Chad's face will register shock, disappointment, and heartbreak as he realizes that his young son has been harboring such intense negative feelings and has now acted upon them in a way that has caused serious harm to an innocent person. The weight of this realization will be crushing for Chad, who has always prided himself on being a devoted father and maintaining open communication with his children. The knowledge that Thomas's actions, however misguided, were rooted in his disapproval of Chad's relationship with Cat will force the concerned father to confront some difficult truths about how his romantic life has affected his son's emotional well-being. The confrontation between father and son. What follows will be one of the most emotionally charged confrontations in recent days of our lives' history as Chad is forced to discipline Thomas for his dangerous and reckless behavior. The scolding that Thomas receives will be severe and justified. As Chad struggles to balance his roles as both a loving father and a responsible parent who must teach his son about consequences and accountability, Chad will make it abundantly clear that targeting anyone with a weapon, even one as seemingly innocuous as a pumpkin-launching slingshot, is completely unacceptable and could have resulted in serious injury or worse. The conversation will be particularly painful because Chad will need to address not only the dangerous nature of Thomas's actions but also the underlying emotional issues that motivated them. Thomas will likely feel misunderstood and defensive, believing that his actions were somehow justified by his disapproval of Cat and his loyalty to his late mother's memory. This fundamental disconnect between father and son's perspectives will create a chasm that won't be easily bridged. The growing rift, the relationship between Chad and Thomas, which has already been strained in recent weeks due to the revelations about Cat pretending to be Abigail DiMero, will deteriorate even further in the aftermath of this Halloween incident. The trust and understanding that once characterized their father-son bond will seem increasingly fragile and damaged. Thomas's feelings of betrayal stemming from his belief that his father lied to him about Cat and dishonored his mother's memory by dating the woman who impersonated her will intensify rather than dissipate. Meanwhile, Chad will grapple with the painful reality that his attempts to move forward romantically have created a wedge between himself and his beloved son. The coming days will test their relationship in ways that neither could have imagined. And the question remains whether they can find their way back to each other or if this Halloween nightmare will leave permanent scars on their family dynamic. The fracturing of their relationship will be one of the most heartbreaking storylines of the season. As viewers watch two people who love each other deeply struggle to understand one another's perspectives and heal the wounds that have been inflicted. Part 2. Friday, October 31, 2025. Salem may be celebrating Halloween, but the real fright doesn't come from ghosts or goblins. It comes from secrets, betrayals, and a storm that's about to explode between Stephanie, Alex, and Jeremy. As masks come off, both literal and emotional truth begins to unravel, and one wrong move could have deadly consequences. The calm before the storm. Halloween in Horton Square. The evening begins in the heart of Salem. Horton Square decorated with orange lights, pumpkin garlands, and cheerful laughter echoing through the crisp autumn air. Families stroll between stalls, children show off their costumes, and couples sip cider. For a moment, Salem feels safe. But that's about to change. Stephanie, dressed in an elegant masquerade gown shimmering under the lantern light, stands at the edge of the crowd. Her mask hides more than her face. It hides the truth she's been keeping from everyone, including Alex. Tonight, she plans to reveal her secret identity. What that means and why it matters so much, no one yet understands. Alex, always confident and protective, takes her trembling hand. He whispers that everything will be fine, that she should trust him. Yet behind his charming smile is tension, a quiet rage brewing towards someone else in Salem, Jeremy. A dangerous encounter. Alex and Jeremy face off. Inside the bookstore, where the Halloween decorations mix oddly with rows of novels, Alex spots Jeremy. The tension between them is thick enough to slice with a knife. Jeremy tries to play it cool, but Alex isn't in the mood for games. Without warning, Alex corners him, his voice low and dangerous. He accuses Jeremy of lying to Stephanie, of hiding something that could hurt her. Jeremy laughs it off, but that only enrages Alex more. Their voices rise, and for a brief, terrifying moment, Alex threatens to drown him. The crowd outside is oblivious, lost in laughter and music, as two men inside stand inches from disaster. Jeremy, his pride wounded and anger boiling, snarls back. He insists he's changed, that he's no longer the reckless man Salem remembers. But when pushed, his old temper bursts forth. His fists clench, his voice breaks, and his eyes burn with fury. Just then, a new face appears: Cooper Choi, Sophia's brother. His sudden greeting breaks the tension, but Jeremy's reaction is unsettling. He mutters something strange, almost like a spell, under his breath. For a split second, the lights flicker, and Cooper steps back, unnerved. Alex storms out, shaking with anger, leaving Jeremy behind, clutching his hand as if he's been burned by something unseen. Stephanie's truth and the painful fallout. Outside, Stephanie's moment finally comes. She removes her mask, revealing not just her face but her true identity. The crowd gasps. Her secret shocks everyone. It's a moment Salem won't forget soon, one that will change her relationships forever. But instead of peace, the reveal brings chaos. Jeremy's reaction is immediate and violent. Alex, seeing the situation spiral, rushes to her side. The rivalry between the two men explodes once more, and it's clear, someone's going to get hurt. The battle for Tesoro. While all this drama unfolds, another story quietly brews, a softer, yet equally emotional one. Back at the bookstore, after the confrontation, Alex meets Stephanie again. Julie has joined them, trying to calm things down, when Chanel and Johnny walk in. Their faces are bright but tense. They've come to talk about Tesoro, the baby whose future has divided Salem. Chanel vents her frustration, saying that she and Johnny only want to give Tesoro a loving home. But Julie reminds them that adoption is never that simple, especially when the child's biological family still fights for custody. Emotions run high. Chanel insists Tesoro deserves stability, not a tug-of-war between angry relatives. Yet Alex, ever the realist, wonders aloud if anyone in Salem is truly ready for that responsibility. Leo's heart softens. Meanwhile, in another corner of Salem, Leo is on his way to the film premiere with baby Tesoro. His mood is lighter, almost proud, as he tells the infant how wonderful he is. Then, unexpectedly, Kat crosses his path. For a moment, time slows. Leo hesitates, then offers her the chance to hold his grandson. The gesture surprises them both. Kat cradles the baby gently, her eyes softening as they talk about Aaron and the pain Leo feels about letting go. It's one of those quiet Salem moments to wounded souls finding connection through a child. Leo, who's often sarcastic and guarded, lets his heart open for just a moment. The baby coos, and Leo smiles sadly, realizing he might not be able to keep Tesoro, but he'll always love him. Shadows over Salem. Back in Horton Square, as the night deepens and the jack-o'-lanterns flicker, the mood shifts again. Stephanie's revelation has set off ripples across Salem. Jeremy's rage is growing dangerous, Alex's temper is on edge, and whispers spread that someone might not survive the night. What started as a celebration could end in tragedy.